Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US. And I'm here to bring you my weekly live paper crafting class. I hope that you have fun seeing what I have to share today. I'm going to be featuring an outgoing, a suite that is retiring, a suite that's leaving. A couple of the products are staying, but a few of them are leaving, and I thought I'd combine it together with a card that I came up with, a fun fold card that I created, and I'm sure other people, have maybe created this too, but I was so proud of myself. Years ago in March of 2018, I came up with this card where you could show off these 4x4 pieces of designer paper, because a lot of the time Stampin' Up! Works with 12x12 designer paper as far as the sheet size, and when you cut it in 4x4 pieces, you get 9 from a sheet. So I was trying to think of a really great way to make the most of your paper if you're going to reproduce a lot of it. But this time I was working with 6x6 paper, and I thought, let's just do a different take on that fold. So I'm going to be sharing with you a vertical stretch fold card. That's what I called it back then, although you could stretch it horizontally too. You could make your card more of a landscape type card, but I called it a vertical stretch card. And I'm going to be using the Garden Walk Suite, which includes the Modern Garden Stamp Set, the Modern Oval Punch, which is staying, yay. And then we've got the Bloomin' Pearls. Those are so beautiful. Those are also sticking around. I'm not using the twine, that's part of that. That's leaving, by the way. And then the designer paper, which is called Garden Walk, is leaving. And I'll show you those things in just a minute. But first, it is Wednesday, December 6th, 2023, as I'm broadcasting to you live. And I, again, am from stampyourartout.com, in case you are not familiar with my website. I invite you to check it out and see what I share all the time. Let's give a warm welcome to Trisha Josephs, who is on YouTube with me, and Lisa Marshall, who is on Facebook with me. We are a team, and they help me by answering questions during the live. So reach out to them if you have a question. You can tag Trisha by typing the @ sign, the A with a circle around it, before you start typing her name, Tricia, Josephs. And then with Lisa, I'm sure you can tag her by just typing her name, I think. I don't know. Anyways, technical stuff. I'm just here on the fun side of things. But anyways, reach out to those gals if you have questions. And we appreciate your comments too. When you comment, it makes it more fun. I love it when you say hello, tell me that you're chiming in. Even if you're watching from, say, your TV screen, just take a moment to log into your device and chime in and say hello to us. It's fun to see who's joining. You can comment, question, all that kind of thing. Tell me things about you. I love to get to know my viewers. But when you comment, you get entered into a prize drawing. So we do a prize drawing every week. And I broadcast every week, or at least I try to, but we do a prize drawing at the end of the video. So at the end, your name could be pulled if you are commenting during the live. If you're commenting after the live is done though, we still have a week to get your comment into a second drawing. So yes, there's a second drawing, and we do those drawings the following week. So we're gonna be drawing for last week's video today and this week's live. Let's see, what else do I want to share with you? I think that's it for now. Let me first bring you down to my desktop so that you can see some of the products in this suite that I'll be using today. And there we go, we got it all set up. I suppose my face needs to come in here too. Hello. Okay, so we've got the Garden Walk Suite, and it's featured in the September through December mini catalog. Which is retiring. The catalog itself is retiring because we're making room for new stuff coming soon, which starts in January. But in the meantime, I thought I would share this with you because we're also doing a blog hop today at 3 p.m., which is in about 4 hours or so, because I'm broadcasting at 11 a.m. Central Time. So at 3 p.m. Central Time, you'll be able to click on the link that's in the description of the video, go to my blog. It will take you to my blog post. And then when you scroll down and you look through the recording of the video, the photos of the projects I'm sharing today, the measurements, all that kind of thing, down at the bottom by my signature, you'll find a list of other demonstrators, Stampin' Up! Demonstrators from around the globe who are participating in what's called a hop. What you do is you just click on their name and it takes you to their blog post. So there's probably 11 of us, maybe 12 of us, maybe all of us are joining in. But you click on the name, it takes you to their blog post, and you get to see what they've created with this same suite, because we're in a group that creates together every month. We do an exclusive video class bundle using that suite, and then we also share a second project publicly. So that's what we're doing today. All right, so the pearls, the blooming pearls, are staying. Yay. So I, of course, had to buy a new fresh pack of that. You can see the beautiful colors that are in here. We have, I think it's garden green, pretty peacock, gold, and then I believe this is called petal pink. It's usually coordinating with the colors in the papers. Yeah, it doesn't list it. Over here maybe. Yep, petal pink. Okay, and you can see why I had to buy a second one, because I'm running out. The other thing that is staying is the modern oval punch. It's a really great size for sentiments, but you can change the size of it. You can chop it down, you know, things like that. But that is also staying. And then we have the Modern Garden stamp set, which is leaving, boohoo, and the paper, which is leaving, and the trim, which let's see if I have that handy. Here it is. We're not using this today, but the trim, this Calypso Coral braided linen trim, it's called, is leaving us, and that is in the Calypso Coral color. So let's take a peek at the paper, and then we'll take a peek at the stamps, because we're going to focus on stamps first today. All right, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different designs that are double-sided. So we actually have 16 designs, if you think about the flip side, right? And you get, I believe, 8 of each. Let me just do a quick count here. Oh, maybe 6. 6 of each. 6 times 8 is 48. Yes, 6 of each. So 6 sheets of each of these double-sided designs. So here we have this beautiful rose design that's kind of got the reds and the blues. And the blue is a Lost Lagoon color. We've got this pretty petal pink and coral combination here. Do you love that paper, Anita? I do too. I'm sad to see it go, but you know what? Designer paper usually just sticks around for the life of the catalog, typically, just so you know. So if you love a paper, you want to grab it before a catalog retires. Then we have this one, which has a garden green background, but then do you see this yellowish color? That's actually wild wheat, and it looks stunning in this paper. We have the poppy flowers. We have some, it looks like peacock flowers in there, the bluish. They're kind of more like a shadow flower. And here's the flip side to that. And then we have this one, tiny, tiny little flowers, great for a subtle background, and also stripes on the back. Do you notice as I'm sharing these papers that they have a coordinating flip side to them? Like if you were to take and fold it over, the design would coordinate front and back. That's awesome, right? So here is one of the other papers, more of the petal pink and Calypso Coral. Got some garden green leaves popping out there. We have a Christmassy design with poinsettia flowers on it. Gorgeous, right? And the flip side of that, more tiny little flowers, kind of more like an aerial view. And the flip side. And then we have this one, and this is the one we're going to play around with. Wild wheat is one of those colors that you either love or you hate, but then when you see it used in the right color combinations, those people that don't really like it go, oh, wow. It's a color that needs to be combined in a certain way. And with these papers here, it's stunning. It looks like a gold design, right? So we're going to be using that sheet, and I think I already pulled one. No, I did not, so let's just set that aside. We're going to bring that over to my right side of my desk here, save it. And then here is the stamp set. So the stamp set, sorry, I have all these Post-it notes on my stuff. The stamp set is Modern Garden, and you can see that a couple of the sentiments fit into the punch size. We've got some natural light coming in here. Is that bothering you guys? I hope not. If it is, I can shut it and then we have more even lighting throughout. But look at, you can combine these flowers and do just this like a two-step kind of, you can build flower images, right? You've got the outsides, you've got the insides, you've got leaves and petals and little speckles, and here's like a stem here and some more of those types of leaves. We have the poinsettia flower, big and small. like an inside spray that goes on the, you know, it's a fun stamp set to play with. I think I'm going to shut it. You guys let me know if you want that natural light coming back in, but now we have more of an even lighting here. Sorry about that. All right, so let's play with stamps first. I have a piece of cardstock here. This is some basic white cardstock, and we'll zoom in a tad. How is everybody doing with getting ready for the holidays? Crazy time of year for many of us. Lots of different holidays being celebrated too. In the US, we just had Thanksgiving, and then of course, there's all kinds of other holidays coming up in December or happening in December already. We're gonna take and stamp off. So I'm stamping onto my scrap paper, my grid paper, and then I'm gonna come in and do, sorry, I had to peek at my other card, do a little stamping. So I have a lighter version of that color. Pretty cool, right? So instead of having the full color, which you'll see in a minute when I do my second card, I'm gonna stamp off again, and this time I'm gonna stamp over here, and I probably should have my, my little mat underneath. But then I have to get extra grid paper. This gives you a more even surface, and then you don't have that issue like that. But look at that beautiful color that you can get with Poppy Parade if you stamp off. It's not real strong, right? It's a nice subtle, it's almost kind of pinkish. So now, let me grab some grid paper. Here's some grid paper that says yum yum on it. Okay, so we're gonna stamp on this one now, and this time we're gonna stamp with full color Poppy Parade ink. I'm using the same color. And we're gonna stamp a flower down here. Oh, so rich. And actually, you know what? Let's not do that one again. That's a way, by the way, to clean off your stamps before you clean it with your Stampin' Scrub, is it leaves less ink in your scrub pad. Okay, let's do a smaller flower. I wanna grab my smaller one. Here it is. I like to keep my plastic in my stamp sets. I know a lot of you, layer your stamps right directly onto your container there because we have the images here. I don't know why, I just don't want to do that. Hang on, let me get a block. Okay, so we're gonna mount this onto our B-size, B-size block, and now we're gonna stamp the little one. I'm going to stamp that up here in this corner with full color. And now you can see the difference between full color Poppy Parade and stamped off, or what we sometimes call second generation ink. All right. Don't have your tree up yet, Judy. Hopefully today. Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to stamp off again. I'm going to show you that gold color. Okay, let's take Wild Wheat, and Rachel's getting messy already. It's non-toxic. All right, so we're gonna switch to Wild Wheat. Yes, just lick the ink off your fingers. Okay, Wild Wheat, here we'll just stamp this on the flip side here. Do you see that? It's kind of a greenish-y yellow. You can stamp off though, and then you get more of a lighter shade, and it becomes more golden. So we're gonna stamp off and fill in our circles, the inside of our poinsettias. And now I'm going to do just kind of a little rocking so that I'm only stamping up like half that circle on there. So you get kind of a shaded look. So we have like a dark to light, dark to light. That's kind of hard to see on there. Let's flip this one over and do it in here. So I've stamped off, and I'm stamping off again, but I'm layering just half of it onto, so here you can see the difference between stamped off, layering half of it, so it looks kind of shaded on one side. Okay, so that means I need to cut more white because I flipped this over and I wasn't supposed to. We're going to grab another, actually I'm going to leave this out here. Hang on. I'm already getting disorganized. Don't tell anyone. I need more cardstock. This one might work. Okay, so now we're going to do what's called omitting, or you can even call it masking if you're going to cover up part of the stamp. So we're going to bring our garden green ink in, and I'm going to set this off to the side here. And I'm only going to ink up the word enjoy. Now, if I wanted to, I could use tape or Post-it notes or something, and I could really make sure that I'm only going to be inking up the word enjoy because I've taped off part of my stamp so that I don't get ink on it, and then I can stamp up and down onto my pad so that it guarantees that I don't get ink on the rest of the stamp. Do you see how this tape kind of protected the rest? So that's one thing you can do. We're going to put that in between here. There we go. That's one way to do it. Or you can omit. So you just carefully ink up one word at a time. So it depends on if you have tape nearby or not. But we can stamp that down onto the middle of our paper, and we have a really fun layer for one of our cards. I also want to show you one thing, and that is mounting stamps. Do you see this long stamp here? I'm tempted with a skinny piece of cardstock, like one this size, I'm tempted to mount my stamp onto my block. I've got my flat side up. I'm tempted to mount it this way. But what if measure-wise it's not exactly up and down or you know, in line with the edges of my block? So I purposely take and mount them off because then I'm not relying on my block to for stamping. We need to cut some paper really quick because I messed up and used one of my sizes that I wasn't supposed to. This one is going to be 4 inches by 2 1/4. Can you see what I'm doing? No, you can't. Sorry about that. Okay, now I have my paper that I need. So for this piece, we're going to just go ahead and ink up our words. Best wishes for a fun-filled future together. We're making a wedding card first. And see, now I'm looking at my actual words instead of the edges of the block to stamp my sentiment. We're going to bring back the poppy. And actually, we're going to leave that out. We're going to bring back the poppy. We're doing all of our stamping today. All right, so inking it up. Get the Stampin' Pierce mat back in here. All right, we're going to stamp a cluster of flowers here. We're using full ink for this first full card that I'm making for you. And you see what I did? I made it look as if there were more flowers kind of in that section, like they were a combination, like they were a different stamp, okay? So that piece is ready. And then I also want to punch and stamp on some scrap white to get another sentiment. So just clean that off, set that over there. We're going to use the Enjoy Your Special Day stamp now. We're going to use full ink. I can either stamp first and then punch, or because this is see-through, these are photopolymer stamps, I can punch first and then stamp. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. Now we're done with all of our stamping. We'll close up our ink pads. We'll wipe off our stamps and we'll clean those later on. Let's move this out of the way and take our punch and bring that in now. So I'm going to bring in the oval, the modern oval punch. So you just unlock it at the bottom here. That's this little button here releases your punch so that it opens up. And then we take and line it inside of our punch and punch it out. I've already punched out another oval from my Poppy Parade cardstock, and I'm going to do some trimming of that. So we're going to cut it in half. I'm just laying it in my trimmer. So I have about the same amount on each side of this dark line through my trimmer. So it's maybe about a little over 3/4 of an inch on each side. All right, I'm going to take my dark blade. I'm going to press here to hold this still, and I'm going to cut. So I've cut this piece in half down the middle. You could also do this in the opposite direction if you want to do your layering in a different way. I'm going to bring in some seal adhesive. You could use glue, but I just want a little bit of adhesive on each of those layers there. And now I'm going to take and layer that red behind the white. And I'm being careful to make sure that the edges here come right to the sides. Do that one more time here. There we go. Okay, and then we'll flip this one around. Since I'm right-handed, it's easier for me to do it this way. Try to make sure that you have it even, because if you don't, you end up, and I'm exaggerating it here, but you end up with a little notch there that you see. So you want to mount it evenly, and then it looks like that red layer behind is a larger piece, but it's not. It's the same punch. We just made it look and appear as if it's a larger piece. We have that piece done. We have that piece done. Now we need to prepare our designer paper. So for our designer paper, and I'm going to zoom out a bit here, this is 6 by 6. And do you remember with this card design, I'm going to show you another one that I did a long time ago. With this card design, so it's a vertical stretch fun fold, it really is great for 4 by 4 designer paper. So here you can see a 4 by 4 piece here, a 4 by 4 piece here. But I wanted to show you how you could make the most of your 6 by 6 designer paper. Now I'm going to give you a peek of the actual cards. So we're going to bring in our measurement sheet, our little PDF sheet that you can take and grab from my blog post when this blog post goes live at 3 p.m. You can visit there, like I said, the description, there's a link in the description of the video. On Facebook, there's not a link yet, just so you know, I will copy that over. But you can click on that link, it will take you to my blog post, and you'll be able to download this PDF. This PDF has the measurements in both imperial and metric. Yay! It has the supply list, and most of the items are clickable in the supply list. They'll take you to areas of my online store, except for this bottom one, because that's a new product that's going to be available in January. And then it has pictures of the cards closed and open, the title, and the date. I try to keep these one page. In fact, I don't think I've ever made them 2 page, so you can print them off and keep them as a resource. The date will bring you back to my blog. If you want to see more information or watch the video again, you can look that way. You can, search by title or name of a product. Okay, so what did I want to mention? Excuse me. We're going to cut this uniquely. So if you see here with the Garden Walk Imperial measurements here, we're going to do 4 by 4 pieces for one, and then a 2 by 4 of that same side of the other, and then we're going to do another 2 by 4. There we go. Now I've got it highlighted. So we got a 2 by 4, a 2 by 4, and a 4 by 4, which we can get from 6 by 6 paper. Watch how we do that. This is so much fun, you guys. 50 Christmas cards, Ginny. Way to go. Awesome. All right, so what I first want to do, and I'm going to take and try to copy my original, so hang on just a minute. I'm peeking. Don't tell anyone I'm peeking. Hold on. Oh my gosh, seriously? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, now I know how to cut. All right, so we're going to cut at 4 inches, which is about 10.1 or 10.2. It's kind of in between the two. So we have 4 inches, and I was talking in centimeters just now for those of you that use metric. Okay, so we're cutting like that. We're going to set this aside, but we're going to flip it over. Okay, so that design is going to be used on the other side. Now we're going to turn in this direction, and we're going to cut to 4 inches. And now what I'm creating with this 6-inch long piece here is a 4 by 6 and a 2 by 6 that the design flows together. Do you see that? So when we open up that card, you're going to see that design flow together. So cut in an area where you really like, you want it to connect. And then this one, because we're flipping it over, it's going to be more like just another design that extends off. So we're going to flip that, and you can cut either side. It doesn't matter, whatever side you want. You end up with a 2 by 2 square that you can do for some other card later. So now we have this other 2 by 4 inch piece, and that's going to go underneath, so that we have this extension going on here. And these two pieces together make a 4 by 4 designer paper piece. They may not look great though unless we connect them. So we're going to connect them with a strip. You guys are all like, the people who always watch, you're probably all like, when is she going to cut the base? She usually cuts the base of the cardstock first, or the card first, but no, I didn't do that this time, sorry. So we're going to connect We're doing that kind of towards the end here, aren't we? And we're exposing about the same amount that we exposed when we had that border. So it's about 1/8 of an inch, right? So we have 1/8 of an inch, and then that's going to connect to here. But we don't need to do that quite yet because we're going to add this to our card, and then this will connect to the top of it. All of our pieces are almost done, except we do need to add some ribbon. So we're going to add that ribbon, and I'm just going to measure my finished card here without you guys seeing. We're going to add that ribbon about, I don't know, a little over 1.5 inches up from the bottom. So let's connect these two together again. Okay, so I'm going to dip my paper on my grid paper down 1 inch, 1.5 inches, and I think I have it up a little higher than that. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I do. So I'm going to shift this up just a little bit, and we're going to connect it at about 1.25 inches, kind of in between the two, I suppose. So if I keep it on my grid paper and add this to it, it's going to go real well. So we're going to add our ribbon by using tear and tape adhesive, because tear and tape adhesive is the same width as our ribbon. So you're going to grab it, and there is one side of the ribbon that's a little bit deeper in color. This one you can see more stitch marks on it. So what did I say? 1.25, 1 3/8. Okay. So we're going to add this to the back side of our ribbon, like so. And you just lay it on your table. You can use this, you can do this on like a silicone mat or a glass mat or something that helps you to keep your stickies from touching anything else, but I do pride myself in being able to see things pretty well still. Okay, so there we go. So we've got our ribbon on our adhesive, and I'm just gonna take and cut it. Actually, you know what? Let's save some of this. So watch how she saves. Okay, that's how it's going to connect. So again, 1 inch, 1.25 inches, 1 3/8 inches. It's all set. Let's take and peel this backing off. You can use the take your pick tool if your fingernails aren't that strong. In fact, I might have to do that. Let's try that. Take a pick tool, separate. There we go. All right, so we're peeling that off, and we're going to lay this straight down. It's just going to go right across there. Ta-da! And now we can save on our tape and our ribbon by going like this. We only used what we needed. Yay! More tear and tape for another time. So that's how you can have, like, use less ribbon. You don't have to tie it around your whole project. And I probably could have gotten straighter with that, but don't tell anyone. Now we're going to cut the base. Oh, wait. I lied. Hold on. We're going to do one more thing. We need to prepare a couple pieces here. I've got 1.25 inch width strips here. And these strips in metric are about 3 centimeters, a little over 3 centimeters. We're going to bring in one of my favorite punches, which is the bow punch. Again, unlock it, flip it upside down, stick your vellum in here, and if you stick it in here just so, like tilted, you can get 2 of just this size leaf. Instead of the tiny one, you just get the bigger one, punched from this skinny little strip of vellum. Awesomeness, right? So use skinny strips if you just want that leaf. We're punching one more because I needed one more. And I didn't punch right in the middle, so we have like a little bit of a mishap that happened here. One more. There we go. Okay, we have our 3 leaves, 3 sets of leaves. We're ready to put our card together. We're going to be using 8.5 by 11 for this, but I am going to also cut for you the metric. So we'll bring in our trimmer. We're going to cut our cardstock in half, and I'm going to zoom out just a tad here. Okay, we're going to cut it in half. This is 8.5. We're going to cut at 4 1/4. Now we're going to rotate and we're going to score. And these are some unique score marks here, okay? So it is 2 3/4 inches, 4 1/4 inches, and I'm starting from the top and going down, okay? Then we have 7 1/4 inches, and we have 8.5 inches. When you fold, you do kind of a zigzag back and forth to create that look. We're going to use the bone folder, give everything a good crease with that bone folder. So you see what we're doing? We're pressing it all down into place. So let's crease all of those score lines. And it is a card that when you're using cardstock to make, it doesn't lie completely flat, but when you open it up, it's just an amazing design. So, all right, so we've got that base ready to go. Now, if you went this way instead, and you add your designer paper layers, so you remember I said this is the top. If you go this way instead, what happens is you end up having, let me just grab another 4x4 piece here. I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to cut this one. Sorry, just checking. I'm going to cut it here. Same area. Rotate it here. Okay, I'm just taking one more 4x4 so that we can check this out here. Watch what happens. So we've got my 4x4, and this is at the bottom of the card right now. And then I add my other 4x4 here, and when you open it up, they overlap each other. Do you see that? If you do it the right way, and this is the top, you got your 4x4, you've got your 4x4, and when you open it up, you can see the score line between. So they don't overlap each other anymore. So if you've made this card in the past and it's not working out, it's because you have to have this part on the top and this part on the top, on the bottom. When you open it up all the way, this is to 4 1/4 inches and this is to 4 1/4 inches. So you have two exact squares there. I've seen people do this and they're not using the exact square area. This is shorter, this is longer. And then it doesn't look the right way that you want it to look. Okay, enough about that. Let's start assembling. So this piece goes, actually we start from the bottom. When you do a layered card like this or a Z-fold card, you start with your inside layer first. So I'm just going to add this layer to this piece. Oopsie, stuck it down too fast. And I've got an 1/8 of an inch border on the imperial version of this card. Now we're going to add this layer. So we're going to fold this flat. We're going to put adhesive here. And we're going to put adhesive at the back top of this. And we're going to lay it down so it covers up the white layer there. Do you see that? I'm covering up the white layer. I don't see that white layer on the bottom there. Next is this piece. And this is why you want to have that extra white between, because if you accidentally, well, not even accidentally, but if you put this down, sometimes there could be a gap between there, and the white kind of makes up for that gap and makes it look more cohesive. So now I'm adding this above my other designer paper 2x4 piece, and that white is connecting the both of them. And now we're going to add this piece. And this piece, oh, don't put adhesive over the whole top, just across the back of the top, like we did with this one here. We're going to fold this down, and we're going to put adhesive just, oopsie, here. Flip this over, and we're going to connect it flat. And the reason why we're doing it flat is because we want to make sure that it stays in line with the designer paper that flows underneath. Plus, you can use the edge of the cardstock here as a guide to make sure you're also getting it pretty centered in that square area there, because there's a square area formed by the cardstock when it's folded. I really did not get that ribbon straight. The next part is to do your sentiment piece. And when we do this sentiment piece, let's see, what did Rachel do? Oh, I remember. We start with the adhesive, and we're going to put adhesive on the back of the left side, so right through here, and we're going to put some along the bottom here. And I'm putting them in special places because I know when I add my punched out leaves, I want those leaves to sit in those areas of my card. This one is going to go like this. Sorry, hang on. Like that. And then this one, I'm trying to duplicate the one that I've finished. And then this one is going to go like this. Like that. Okay. Now, if that bugs you to have that adhesive back there, you could take like an adhesive, the embossing buddy, and pounce it to get rid of all that stickiness. Or you can take and cover up those areas with some dimensionals so that they're not so sticky anymore. So there, now we have all the stickiness covered up. And you peel off the backing. You can use the take your pick tool if your fingernails don't work. My fingernails are pretty thin because I don't polish them anymore. And we lay that down onto our card like so. So it's centered along that ribbon. And then the other thing that I added on my finished card is a few of these little pearls here. So we'll grab the take your pick tool and we'll add a large one in the center of this circle, tiny one here. So yes, I'm using my floral imagery on my card to do some extra little pearl adding. And then I want to do a couple pearls along the bottom right hand corner just to, I like off center. I don't know why. It's a good thing I have more of these pearls. So there is a finished wedding card. Enjoy your special day. Best wishes for a fun-filled future together. Now we're going to bring in this paper. Now this is a different size layer because when you're working with A4 cardstock, you have a skinnier but a taller card. So the measurements for that, for my half a sheet of cardstock for A4, are at 7.4 centimeters, 10.5 centimeters, 16.7, which is a hard one to find on here, but it is 16.7. So you go to the 16 and a half, and then you go a couple more in, and then at 21. And your ruler, by the way, has both imperial measurements and metric in this direction if you live in the US. So you can do this size if you want to. Now when we fold this, you can see what happens. We end up with the A4 size card, but this area is a little bit larger. That's where it's fine. You can make up for that. You can add your, a longer, taller white piece there. This white piece is 8.3 by 10.1. So that gets added here, and you'll notice that it's not an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. It's a little skinnier all the way around. The next piece that we add is going to be this one. So I need to trim that down to the same size. And again, it's 4 inches, but it's also a little over 10.1 because we're using the same exact size of designer paper. So this piece is going to get added. I think what I want to do first, though, is add some ribbon to it. We're adding the ribbon to this one instead. And I'm going to take my scissors that's good for cutting ribbon. I have a couple of them, and this one I always mark with a little ribbon so that I can use it just for cutting ribbon. We're going to tie that, keeping it flat. It's hard to tie on paper that is really flexible. So if you have to, you could take and use like glue dots or something. We're going to add that to it. We're going to flip it around because I actually want the bow to be over here instead, and it doesn't matter on this kind of card design, with the paper I should say, where that sits. Okay, next we're going to take and add this to our card base, keeping it folded, adding adhesive here, and on the back side, top of this paper, we're going to lay it down, and I'm going to cinch this ribbon below. It does not need to be sitting on that adhesive. We're going to add it to our paper up here. Oops, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to make sure that that was lower. Okay, when you add this to it, you don't have a lot of room. Do you see that, you guys? You have very little room. So I messed up on that. We're going to cut one more piece. There's always a way to fix things. I'm going to add one more. I have to cut into another piece of cardstock, but that's, or designer paper, but that's okay, because it's retiring. It's retiring. Let's cut this way. All right. Again, let's add this just to the top. So I'm going to put my adhesive only here because I don't have a lot of room at the very top of this. So we're adding it below, like so, and it's covering up the white. And it's barely attaching, but it is going to attach there. I've already got my ribbon ready to go, so we'll just add that on. Haha. There we go. And now we can add this piece in here, which also needs to have that extra white. And the white is the exact same size, but it measures 2 centimeters by 10.1. And that's going to get connected just a little bit over the top of, actually, you know what? Let's do it the way we did it before, you guys. There we go. Connect it the same way. And is that the flow of the design? Yes, it is. Okay, now we can connect this to the very top to fill in the rest of this, like that. And then this gets folded down to connect this piece. Let's make sure it's connecting right. Yep. So we're gonna attach, and we're going to attach. The reason why I'm putting adhesive here instead of here is because I don't want to guess where the adhesive should go. Attaching while the card is folded so that you can make sure your design flows, your designer paper flows into the other pieces below. Then we're using some vellum that is 3.1 by 10.1. We're putting adhesive just in the middle. We're going to attach that through the center of this layer. And because we can see that, that adhesive there, we want to make sure it's definitely in the center and not beyond. And then we're going to add our sentiment, and this time I've got the warm wishes, wishing you warm blessings of Christmas on there. If I had time, we're running out of time here, aren't we? 11:45, we're doing okay. If I had time though, I would attach some pearls, but let me just show you the finished look here. So this is letter size cardstock. This is A4 cardstock. That's why you can't do a straight conversion when you're trying to do a version of a card that is in the other size, because they're totally different looks. The cardstock is not measured the same way. Taller, skinnier, shorter, wider. And when you open it up, you have different lengths too, right? But the card can work for either. So I hope those of you that were watching from Europe or the South Pacific area or whatever, that you got a kick out of me sharing both sets of measurements for you. This is the card that we finished earlier, so I'm going to put that out so you can see it. And then this is my version that I had done beforehand. We also have one other card that I wanted to share with you, and that was using this piece. Remember when I had this piece stamped at the beginning? Well, that was being used on the inside of this birthday card. So you could make a birthday card, you could make a Christmas card, you could make a wedding card. This stamp set is very versatile, has lots of different sentiments on it. So this one is my birthday card version. I did the same thing with the leaves. I've got the leaves punched out and they're very subtle vellum leaves behind there. I've got my pearls on my flowers and also in the middle of my O for the word your. And then instead of having my ribbon going through the middle where I was risking having it waver a little bit, I put it right on the edge of the designer paper. So you can do your ribbon or your separation pieces however you want. Lots of different variations on those cards though. They do have a hard time staying flat. But yeah, there's the different versions there. I'm going to just hold those there for a minute and tell you again that we have some products that are leaving from the, and I'll bring in the catalog now, from this catalog. So this is the page where you can find 52 and 53, where you can find the Garden Walk Suite if you have the paper copy of the catalog. This is the catalog, the September through December. It is leaving. There are some items that are like up to 60% off that are leaving. Let's see if I can find an example. I don't know if I have an example. Here. So we have this stamp set, which is going to it's leaving and it's 40% off. The gift card envelopes are 30% off. This stamp set, so pretty, is 30% off. The deckled dies are staying. They're going to be in the online area of the products. So yeah, so just wanted to mention that there are products leaving, some up to 60% off, that you might want to check out. So let's take a peek at how you can find that stuff. So again, you can go to stampyourartout at Comcast. I'm sorry, that's my email. stampyourartout.com. And when you're there, and let's just go over there. Okay, I'm going to click there. All right, here we go. So, oops, wrong way. Ta-da! Technology. I'm a one-man band here, you guys. All right, so when you're here at stampyourartout.com, you can go to Shop Online. And when you click Shop, it takes you to the online store. And you can see all the fun introductions of things going on, or you can actually click on these drop-down menus. Specials, last chance products. This is where you're going to find those items that are leaving, some of them up to 60% off. So when you click there, it takes you to that area of the online store. Did you also see underneath there though that there is a clearance rack? We had just updated the clearance rack yesterday, so there's lots more items that have been added to the clearance rack. Another great place to shop if you're looking for savings. These are products that have been retired but are still in surplus in the warehouse, and they're needing a good home. So Stampin' Up! Offers these items. Not all of them come back, but some of them come back, and then you can get them at savings up to 60% off. Lots of goodies in there, okay? What else do I want to mention? We have new products coming. We have new products coming, you guys. Yay! So let's take a peek at that catalog. I'm going to move these cards off my table that you guys can't see, but I'm cleaning. I'm cleaning my house here. Okay, we have new products coming. Dropping things on the floor. All right, how's that? Okay, so you can see the front covers of the new publications. This is the new mini catalog. It's the January through April mini catalog. This one's going to also last about 4 months. And it is also debuting with our awesome time of year called Celebration. This is a 2-month promotion where when you purchase a certain amount of product from anywhere, it could be online, it could be from the mini, it could be from the annual catalog, whatever. It's a certain amount of Stampin' Up! Product. Once you reach that threshold, you get to choose a free item from this brochure. So it's a promotion that happens in January and February, and it's really fun. I cannot open up these publications because they're not live yet, but if you click on my YouTube channel, let's see if I can find that here. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can scroll through, kind of have them in order, recent to past or whatever. It's my November 14th, November 16th video that I did, where you can see sneak peeks of some of those products that are going to be debuting. Plus, demonstrators got to order yesterday another set of items. In fact, we're in the pre-order period now. That's official. We had an extra pre-order period for some of us demonstrators because we had attended an event, and that was a short window of like 3 or 4 days. That closed, which is why I got some of that product earlier and I shared it on November 16th. But we also have stuff coming soon, and I overnighted mine because I also share with my team. I share with my team first, and then next week will be a special live here on YouTube and Facebook. We're going to be doing a peek of those products so you can see them, and maybe I'll have some finished stuff done, not completely finished cards per se, but some finished elements, I should say. And I would love for you to join me again next week at 11 a.m. So I'm going to preview some of those products. I am also, let's see here, what did I write down here? Oh, it's going to be a special show and tell. So I have been receiving stamped cards over the years since I've been a blogger, and I cannot tell you how much it brings me joy when I get a stamped card in the mail. From viewers, from customers, from demonstrators, from friends, from family. When it's hand stamped, I know that love and effort and your heart was put into it. It just means so much more to me. So on that note, I have some cards coming in and I would like to share them with you next week. So we're going to do a peek of products that are going to be debuting. We're going to talk about products that are leaving. Maybe I'll even address some products that have already sold out because things are selling out. But I'm also going to do a special show and tell. That show and tell will be of cards that I've received since the last time I did a show and tell, which is a while back. But also, if you want your card to be in that show and tell, you have a week. You have a week to send me that card. Email me at stampyourartout@comcast.net, and I will send you the address to use to send that card. And hopefully you can get it in the mail this week so it arrives in time for next week. And I will feature your holiday card that you're making, Christmas, New Year's. Maybe you have a special wedding card. Maybe you've got a wedding coming up. It doesn't have to be just a holiday card, okay? It could be a birthday card that you made. But I will be featuring those cards in my next live here on YouTube and Facebook. So it's kind of like your show as well. And I hope that you enjoy that. I got up early too, Linda. I'm sorry, I'm catching some comments here. Linda must be a fellow demonstrator. I got up at 2:30 in the morning. And then I couldn't take a nap. I don't know what was wrong with me yesterday. I was just zinging. So I was awake the whole day. I think I went to bed around 10, which is normal time, but I slept till 8 today. So I got like 10 hours of sleep. But yeah, us demonstrators were crazy. We like to get up early when we have pre-order days. What else do I want to tell you? I already talked about that. Oh, we have a new kit that has shown up in our online store as well. And it is called Painted Wishes. And it looks like this. We have 2 lines of kits. We have paper pumpkin kits, which come in the mail and are surprises when they come. We kind of have hints and peeks and information about them, but we never know what they are until we open them up. And they come straight to our mailbox. But we also have kits that you can purchase directly from the online store. You get to see what they look like, and you can purchase them, and they are easy and quick and make you feel accomplished. Beginners, I always encourage beginners to get kits. You get lots of product, but it's all condensed and it's focused, but then you can use that product later on to make other projects. So this is the Painted Wishes kit. Now this one does not come with stamps or ink. This comes with pre-printed pieces in multiple languages. So the cards are even quicker. No stamping, no cleaning off your stamps, that kind of thing, okay? It is gorgeous. I love it too, Kathy, yes. It's got obviously some beautiful printed envelopes too. You can see the design of the envelopes there. The cards, my head is in the way. Hang on a minute. Let's see if I can shrink my head. There we go. Sorry about that. I was covering up that bottom card. And there you get 9 cards in this kit, 3 of each design. The kit became available yesterday, so that is for you. I also want to go back to my blog, and I want to go to my shop menu and go to Stamp and Storage, because Stamp and Storage is a special company for me. They helped me to create my craft room back here. They have these beautiful large wooden pieces, these storage pieces for my cardstock, for my inks, for punches and markers and envelopes and all kinds of things. So Stamp and Storage is based here in Minnesota. If you go here, you can learn about their flash sale happening. So again, you visit my blog at stampyourartout.com, click on shop, scroll all the way down to Stamp and Storage, and then you can see what's going on with their flash sale. They're having a daily flash of products on sale. So you can see what's coming up on Friday, you can see what's coming up Thursday, today. You maybe not want to see what was Monday and Tuesday because you missed it. But if you live in the US, then you can get product from them, I believe. So let's see, what do we want to do? We want to do prizes next because I think I shared with you all the fun news going on. So, sorry, just going from screen to screen here. Okay, for prizes, we had some winners that have not claimed prizes yet, and I also want to apologize to Cindy Schmidt. I emailed you back, but I haven't heard from you yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and email you that bundle. I gave you a choice because I had some, I was short on something, but the extra one's coming today. So I'm going to go ahead and email or mail you out the prize from last week that I said I was going to mail you right away. And then Kim Lurch, you also get that one coming because it's coming today. So both of my prize winners from last week's After Live winners, yay, those are coming to you. And then I also had some people that have not claimed prizes. December 6th, so November. Okay, we can still give prizes out if you reach out to me today. I'm looking for the person who claims themselves as Lee on YouTube, L-E-E, capital letters with hyphens at the beginning and the end. You won on November 8th. Cliffy Wilson, you did reach out to me, but I haven't heard which tutorial you want, so you need to reach out to me again to answer that question. Joni Sigelski, I haven't heard from you. You were a winner, an After Live winner on YouTube. You won a tutorial of your choice. And then a live winner, this person also has not claimed their prize, and you have a stamp set, two-tone flora stamp set, where'd that go? Anyways, a stamp set, I gotta find it. It might have to be a different one if I gave it away already. MONSUVERHAAR. But this week's winners, so let me bring you to my computer so that you can see the names of the winners. So we had winners drawn from last week's video, but these are After Live winners. So on YouTube, we had Myers Crew X5 or Myers Crew times 5. You won. Congratulations. It sounds like a family of 5. So reach out to me for your prize from last week. And then also we have from Facebook commenters, Gina York. Congratulations to both of you. What was last week's prize? Oh my gosh, I have to go look. Hang on a minute. Last week's prize was, oh, you get a choice. You get a choice. I better show you what those prize choices are. So let's go to the desktop so you can see that. Hang on. I'm coming in. Oops. There we go. So one winner wins these set of boxes. They're the nested treat boxes and the gift card envelopes. I think I only used one of them. And then the other winner gets this one, which is the multi-purpose liquid glue holder from the countryhive.com. They have some awesome storage pieces as well, tools. And then you also get the loose holly gems and sequins. Never used any of them. Completely new container. So you don't get the glue with it, but I'm just keeping that there so you can see. So last week's winners, reach out to me. Just called out your names. This week's winners, we have some more products that are leaving. So you remember that trim, that braided trim? That's getting combined with this beautiful ribbon, which I'm having a hard time saying goodbye to. So these two are one prize. These two are one prize. Now hang on. That ribbon looks like this. It's just in a new container. This one I only used a small portion of each on to show it. I never actually got a chance to use it on any projects. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then there's also embellishments. A fresh set of these embellishments that were open but never used, and then some extras of these, which I know are already sold out. But along with that, those prize winners from today and next week after live winners get either a sheet of dimensionals with it, or you can have a little baggie of some leftover fun embellishments. So in addition to 1, 2, 3, 4, you can choose either this or this. I know, lots of choices, right? So I'm going to take a peek back at my computer and see if we have winners. She has announced them. We have Carrie Karen, so KerryCarron. Congratulations to you. And Kathy Godwin also goes by K Godwin on YouTube. Congratulations to our winners. Let's see if I can catch the comment though on my iPad, which is always, it doesn't always happen. But yay for those of you that won today. Remember, you have choices, but you need to email me at stampyourartout@comcast.net. I know the new catalogs are going to be so much fun, aren't they? My hands, Brandy, thank you for asking. It has been frustrating. It's almost like they get aggravated from lack of sleep, from too much computer time, which was yesterday. But today I'm doing well. So I just have to not use my arms as much. They don't know what the condition is yet. I've heard this, because they're testing me. Like, they tested me for carpal tunnel, they tested me for tendonitis, they took x-rays for arthritis, all of these things, and they're not sure what's going on. So the latest doctor appointment is guessing the CRP something, where you have like your nerves are on fire after a surgery or after a traumatic moment. So it could be that. I don't know. I'm still trying to catch your comment, Trisha. I'm looking through here. Oh, there it is. Okay, we'll just pull that up for a minute here so you guys can see the names in print. But yeah, so if I rest more, it feels better. It's really hard to do that as a blogger though. But congratulations to Carrie Karen and Kay Godwin on this week's winners, being a winner this week. And again, reach out to me at stampyourartout@comcast.net. Next week I will be live at 11 a.m. Central Time on December 13th. We're getting really close to Christmas, but I'm sticking with the Wednesdays. So even the Wednesday right before, and the Wednesday after, I'm planning on lives. I hope that you want to come and join me for all of those. It's going to be fun. I have like some fun things planned. And again, today is linked to a blog hub. So if you come back at 3 p.m. Central Time to my blog post, which is going to be in the description of the video if it's not already, you will be able to click on that link at 3 p.m., access the PDF, see this video recorded, photos of the projects. You're going to be able to see promotional information that we talked about at the bottom of the blog post. Measurements are listed there. Everything is right there, and you'll be able to access that all. Plus, you'll be able to visit all the other blog posts that are connected to mine that feature projects made using the Garden Walk Suite, which we will miss. I hope that you all had a great time. I'm going to let you all go now. I hope there's nothing I forgot. So everyone take care, and now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.